Bitcoin's price action has started to consolidate down in the last couple of days. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the technical analysis on BTC, and I'll be sharing my short to medium time kind of price expectations for Bitcoin. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful, informative, smash that like button. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, and let's take a look at what's going on with BTC. So here we have Bitcoin paired up with USDT. We're on the 1 hour Binance chart here, and you can see we have started to see a little bit of a decline. I think this is just over 1% move to the downside since Friday. Okay, so you can see here we have the 200 EMA being our resistance, and we did drop down by 1.26%. The 200 EMA is our trend filter. Since we lost this up here on the 30th of September, we've seen a retest of this area on the 1st of October, and of course, you know, September. Well, I suppose it's supposed to be like October, but for the most part, we've seen just nothing but downward price pressure for Bitcoin. We do have the higher highs, higher lows on this 1 hour time frame, coming back up to the 200 EMA and getting resistance. Right now, at the point of recording, which is pretty much 5 a.m. UTC, we are fighting and trying to find whether or not we get support on the 50 EMA, 50 SMA. So the EMA, the 50 EMA is the blue line, the 50 SMA is the yellow line here, and we can see that we're fighting this area right now. Now, there is some positivity here to be seen. Correction is a very interesting one. This move hasn't yet met its minimum expectations. Okay, so you can see that the swing high that we had at 1300 hours UTC on Saturday, that high came in at 62,370.56, right? And it's really important that we kind of reflect on what that means. So if I go ahead and pull this Fibonacci right down here onto this level to the 62,370.56. Okay, and the reason for that is it basically allows us to kind of mirror where we think those expectations are for the move. So we are looking for anywhere between 1 and 1.236 on this fib extension. So essentially, we're talking about 61,390 to 61,576, right? So that's an interesting kind of play here. Now, with that structure, we can see that this would be a kind of move that would look like this, right? Now, we came down, we hit minimum expectations already with our most recent move. Actually, no, we haven't met minimum expectations. My apologies. Minimum expectation is going to be a double bottom with this wick over here at 61,689. Okay, we haven't done that yet. The move that we've seen, I'm going to go ahead and remove that. The move that we've seen so far is a kind of a relief rally and then potential moves and breaks down still here on the horizon. So with the most recent surge to the upside here, the one that we saw at 0100 hours this morning, okay, Sunday the 6th of October, we can see that we had a wick high coming in at 62,150 exactly. So again, like I did before, I'm going to move the Fibonacci extensions directly onto that number. And then here we can see what typically would be our structure range for that move as well. There'll be the sub count of a 3-wave move coming into this lower range here, indicating that there's a possible structure appearing for Bitcoin to come down between 61,325 to 61,841. Okay, I'll remove the fibs off so you can see the overlap of these two targets, right? The overlap area is the one to be focusing in on my opinion. So 61,392 to the 61,479 approximately. That'll be kind of the approach. It will be still this bigger 3-wave pattern that we've been tracking like so, but coming down into the lower range of that expectation with a sub-wave count of a 3-wave move just internally here as well, kicking us down there. So for us, it looks like we are going to be paying close attention to the market around the 50 EMA, 50 SMA. With those targets in mind. Okay, so what we look for here is a trading opportunity to go short on the market. And so taking a look at this, we see that the market is undecided at the moment as to which direction that's going to go. You can see by the candle right here. If we close lower than the 50 EMA, then it's going to be a short opportunity, stop loss higher than a previous swing high, and we'll target at that higher range of that overlap. Coming in here, that's only a 1.26. So we're going to have to try and see whether or not we can get into the the lower range expectation of that overlap, bringing us into a 1.5 risk-reward ratio. So this scenario here gives us the hypothetical idea of going short on the market with an entry around 61,858, stop loss at 62,166, and take profit at 61,397. Okay, that'll be the idea that I'm going to be looking at personally, but of course more details will be found in the profit bit down in our Discord server. Failing to do that, we could look at this as maybe a relief rally back up into these previous areas of resistance, and I'll go ahead and draw that in here so you guys can see right in line with that 200 EMA. Okay, there will be a potential rally here on the horizon if this were to see the case. If we close above the 50 simple moving average, the bulls might be able to kind of rally up and take us up towards the 200 EMA, specifically that range of 62,302 to 62,848. Okay, and for that scenario, let me remove that three-wave structure. For that particular scenario, we look for closed positions above the 50 simple moving average and confirmed reversals with stop loss lower than a previous swing high, and we'll target out 1.5 risk-reward ratio or the lower end of this box. So again, you can see here, if we were to go for 1.5, it's just going to be shorter there, and it's going to be a long opportunity. Okay, so we're waiting for confirmation essentially. There's the bearish breakdown, the potential relief rally before we get into that. In order to kind of truly break through a lot of the noise, to kind of prevent ourselves from falling down, we have to break up higher than 62,484 to do that. If we can't do that, then of course we'll be looking at these lows still here. Okay, so as you can see, the market couldn't decide. It hasn't yet closed lower than the 50 EMA. So again, the market is still up in the air as to which direction that's going to go. If we do come up and test out that 200 EMA, that's also going to be a huge opportunity to short the market with, of course, a nice long potential here. Well, short on here with some good potential profit to be made, right, from shorting the market. Either way, we're just waiting for confirmation. We move up, fine, we'll go long, we'll take advantage of that. We'll short from the 200 EMA because I do see the 200 EMA consistently being resistance. If we close lower than the 250 EMA here, we'll go short, and then once we hit those target ranges, we go long, and we'll probably look for the 200 EMA on a long position anyway. So lots of trading opportunities here when it comes to Bitcoin. And talking about trading, Blowfin are at it again. If you're looking for a chance to score some serious USDT rewards, you've come to the right place. Blowfin, the cryptocurrency exchange, is hosting a fantastic promotion where you can grab your share of a massive 100,000 USDT prize pool. Yes, you heard that right, 100,000 USDT up for grabs. Blowfin is welcoming new users in the best way possible. If you sign up on their platform and start trading, you'll be eligible to get a slice of that 100,000 USDT prize pool. Imagine diving into trading and getting a chance to win some serious USDT just for being active on the platform. Here's how you can get in on the action. Step 1, click the referral link in the description down below to sign up to Blowfin. Step 2, once you've signed up, start trading on the platform. Step 3, by participating in trades, you'll be in the running to claim a part of that $100,000 USDT pool. It's that easy. So don't wait around. If you've been thinking about getting into trading or are looking for a new exchange to try out, now is the perfect time to make your move. Use the link in the description down below to sign up to Blowfin, start trading, and get your chance to get a hold of some of that USDT. Okay, all the terms and conditions for Blowfin can be found down in the link in the description. Obviously, the competition runs, I think, until the 14th of October. All the terms and conditions, jurisdictions, all the kind of usual stuff you would expect to find can be found on the website, all the terms and conditions. The competition that Blowfin are running is specifically Blowfin. It is not affiliated with Cheeky Crypto. It is not affiliated with YouTube in any way. It is a Blowfin competition, and all the terms and conditions can be found on the Blowfin website. Okay, let's go ahead and roll this up into a daily time frame. On this daily time frame, we can see that we did tap into those higher range expectations for Bitcoin. Again, in line with kind of what we've been talking about. Again, we set lower highs here on the daily time frame. The expectations haven't really changed terribly too much. We were looking for a relief rally. We've seen that. I still expect this relief rally to potentially push up a little bit higher at some point here. And we will be looking for more breaks to the downside. The 200-day EMA remains a good strong support. This would have been a great area for a long position, tight stop loss, and again, target out 1.5 risk reward ratio or the previous areas of resistance, which is kind of what we've seen in here with this range between the 61,685 to 62,745. 2025 would have been a great long position here on the daily time frame. Now, for our next kind of moves, it's potentially going to rally up a little ways into the previous area of resistance. You can see this consolidation previously, pretty much from the 19th of September through until we got that bigger breakout on the 26th of September. That's going to be an interesting pocket, because what I am looking for here is this idea that we do see this kind of three-wave relief rally before we get into those next kind of bigger moves to the downside. Now, those bigger moves to the downside are, of course, unfortunately, a little bit more on the bearish side, but this relief rally that we've seen, we started to see a little bit of movement on the stochastic RSI, and I do think that we're going to be having to move on down a little ways. Now, it's going to be choppy. I don't think we're going to be looking for straight drops like we had seen previously, and I am still concerned that we may have to come down lower than lower than 49,000 towards the $40,000 to $44,000. Obviously, $49,000 is a nice strong low at the moment. We hope to hold that. If we lose a 200-day EMA, of course, we're going to be looking at all of these areas of previous support, 57,000, 55,000. And as we kind of come down into these lower ranges at 53, really interesting range down here as well, between 50 and 52, and of course, 49,000, right? So if we lose the 200-day EMA, it's going to be a little bit of a cascade effect going on here. So we want to be aware of that. The $40,000 to $44,000, there's no guarantees that we come down into this lower range, but it is an area that I have kind of penciled out as an area of concern for BTC. Some people obviously predicted much lower than that. I don't think that's really the case. We're holding up incredibly well, and as more time passes, that puts Bitcoin in a better position, believe it or not. So it's not a bad place for Bitcoin to be. I think 2025 is going to be a really good year for BTC. I don't think that's really changed most recently, and the price action hasn't really changed my opinion on that. We are looking for some new all-time highs, but I think that's going to be 2025, not 2024. I expect us to kind of cool off until we kind of go into late November. Actually, maybe early November with the election could be positive. A bit of a cooling off maybe in December before we get into kind of really big bullish times in January, February for Bitcoin and the kind of the crypto market, because we are looking for a big surge to the upside, at least $100,000. I do suspect we'll surpass that and maybe push out more towards 130 to 135,000. But for the most part, Bitcoin's kind of behaving as expected here. This is a nice place to be. Again, we have the lower lows, the lower highs, and all we're doing is really retesting some of these previous areas of support before we get into those bigger breaks to the upside, in my humble opinion. But of course, that is all it is. Just my thoughts and opinions on the data in the charts as I personally see it. What do you think about Bitcoin's price action? Are you super bullish or are you bearish? Let me know in the comments down below, or join us in our free Discord server. We would love to hear what you all think. And guys, if you haven't done so already, smash that like button. If you're new, subscribe and check out this video right here. It's not one you're going to want to miss.